Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today for Yoga in Our City's virtual studio class for beginners. My name is Kate. I'll be guiding us through this practice together today. Today's practice is going to be a gentle yoga flow. We're going to focus on building some internal heat and increasing our heart rate. Please contact a medical practitioner before participating in any type of exercise, including yoga. This is especially important if you are nursing, pregnant, taking medication, or have any pre-existing medical conditions. With this yoga practice and with any yoga practice that you participate in, it's important to keep in mind that yoga is your practice, which means it's more important to focus on how each pose feels within your body versus what it looks like on the outside. If you feel anything that resembles pain at any point in time throughout your practice, sometimes pain can show up as a burning, throbbing, stabbing, tingling, or numbing sensation. That's your body's way of telling you that that pose does not work for you. You can try the pose a different way, maybe using some props or taking a different accommodation or modification, or you can exit the pose entirely. Your body never has to look like mine or anyone else's around you. And with that said, we can begin. So I invite you to find a comfortable seated posture. And the key word is comfortable. So I invite you to explore possibly elevating the hips above the knees, maybe sitting on a prop of some sort, maybe a cushion or a block. Feel free to incorporate any props in your practice today that best serve you. Maybe you choose to have the legs crisscross, maybe they're straight out in front of you, maybe one leg is bent or both are straight. Again, finding a seated posture that feels good within the body, and take a moment to rock from side to side on the sit bones, noticing where they make contact with the surface you are sitting on. And then take a moment to shift that rock from forward and back, tilting the pelvis. And again, noticing where the sit bones make contact with the surface you're sitting on, and finding an in-between point in between your anterior and posterior tilt of the pelvis, right in the middle. Stabilize your posture. Imagine you're grounding down through the sit bones, and on the inhale, elongate the spine, drawing shoulders up towards ears, and on the exhale, draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Keeping the hands on the thighs, palms can be facing up if you are in need of some more energy, being more open and receptive today, or palms can be on the thighs if you are in need of more grounding today. And if it's comfortable to do so, gently close the eyes. If eyes closed is not comfortable, find a spot that's not moving in front of you and gently soften your gaze around that spot. I invite you to engage in a body scan with me, bringing our awareness to our feet without moving them, without looking at them. Notice what you notice about the feet. Can you feel where they make contact with the surface that they are on? Are there any sensations in the feet? See if you can stay present with the feet for as long as you can. Moving up the body, bringing the awareness to the legs. Notice what you notice about the legs. Are there any sensations? Can you feel where your hands are resting on the legs? Bringing the awareness to the sit bones, the bones that are supporting this posture. Noticing if you can feel where they're making contact with the surface you're sitting on. Moving up the body, bringing the awareness to the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. What do you notice about the torso? Is there any activity in the stomach? Can you feel where the breath enters the body, travels throughout the body, within the your heartbeat? Moving on to the hands and the arms, bringing your awareness to the hands. Do you notice where they make contact with your thighs? Are there any other sensations in the hands? Any tingling, any warmth, any coolness, any pulsations? What do you notice about the arms? Moving on to the shoulders and the neck. What is showing up for you in this part of your body? Is there any tension or discomfort? Any sensations? Moving on to the head. Without changing exactly how you are, can you notice where your tongue is within the mouth? Can you notice the jaw, nose, the eyes, and the eyebrows? Taking a moment to acknowledge the entire body and any messages it may have given to you as you did that scan. Is there any part of the body that's in need of some extra attention, love, and care today? Is there any part of the body you're curious about? When you're ready, bringing the hands to heart center, placing the hands in the middle of the breastbone, chest, breathing in fully and deeply. And as you breathe in, press the hands into the chest, filling the belly, the rib cage, and the chest with breath. Can you feel the breath in the body and also within the hands? Release the breath out through the nose from the chest, the rib cage, and the belly. 2 more breaths just like that to the pace of your own inhales and exhales, breathing in fully and deeply, filling the belly, the rib cage, and the chest with breath. Releasing the breath out through the nose from the chest, the rib cage, and the belly. 1 more, breathing in fully and deeply into the nose, belly, rib cage, and chest. Feeling body. Maybe feeling the chest expand into where the thumbs are, making contact with the chest. You're releasing the breath from the chest, the rib cage, and the belly. Taking a minute to notice what you notice now about the body. Acknowledging if that deep breath changed any sensations throughout the body or not. And when you're ready, returning the hands to the knees. And if the eyes are closed, you can gently open the eyes. Take a moment to look around, take in the lights of your space. And if you are seated on a cushion, you can choose to stay seated there as long as you have props on either side of you to bring the floor up to where your hand space is, or you can remove the prop if it is comfortable to sit directly on the mat. We'll begin in a cross-legged position, linking the movement to on the inhale. Arms come up overhead, palms facing the ceiling. The head can follow the hands. Exhale, hands make their 2 more just like that. On the inhale, the arms are moving for the entirety of the inhale. And as you begin the exhale, the hands make their way to heart center. Inhale, arms up, look up, reach up. And exhale, hands make their way to heart center. This time, as we inhale, the arms up overhead. On the exhale, flip the palms of your hand, have them facing the screen, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Keep a nice, long, tall spine by rooting down through those sit bones, cactus arms. Inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, left hand comes across the body, grabbing onto the right knee or in the direction of the right knee. Right hand comes behind you, gazing over the right shoulder, a little twist open to the right. Notice how the twist feels in the torso. On the inhale, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, release back to center. Inhale, both arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the waist. If it feels okay, you can bring the hands down at any point if you need to. Forward folding over the legs until you feel a mild to moderate sensation in the backside body. Maybe the glutes, the backside of the hips, the low spine. And once you have it, plant the hands on the ground in front of you and keep a lift in the chin and chest. Maybe it feels good to take some rocks from side to side here. Your torso can be anywhere, any angle in relation to the ground. It depends on how this feels in your body, not how it looks on the outside. Maybe some of you will have your forehead all the way down to the mat. Maybe some of you will be more of an upright position. As a reminder, it doesn't matter what we look like, it matters how it feels within our body. If you are in movement, find stillness, plant the hands on the ground in front of you, and on the inhale, slowly walk the hands back towards the body. Torso comes back to an upright position. Change the cross of the legs, make it the awkward or uncomfortable way. Root down through the sit bones. On the inhale, arms come up overhead. On the exhale, flip the palms so they're facing the screen. Bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Cactus arms. Keep a nice, long, tall spine, opening up the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, right arm comes across the body, reaching towards the direction of the left knee. Left open to the left. So, and how the twist feels within the torso. On the inhale, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, release back to center. Inhale, both arms up again. Exhale, hinge at the waist, those arms forward. The hands can come down at any point when you start to feel it behind the backside body. Again, perhaps the low spine, back sides of the hips. Keeping a lift in the chin and chest. Walking the hands forward any amount or back toward the torso any amount. If movement feels good, you might choose to take some rocks side to side. All of these gentle seated postures are used as a diagnostic tool so we can check in with our body and notice parts of our body we need to take some extra care with today. If you're in movement, find stillness, plant the hands on the ground, and on the inhale, walk the hands towards the body, bringing the torso back to an upright position. Move on to our neck and our shoulders. On the inhale, lift the chin up towards the ceiling as long as it feels okay on the neck space. Exhale, drop the right towards the right shoulder and pause there, breathing into the left neck space. If you don't feel much of a stretch here, you might explore walking the fingertips, resting the fingers ever so slightly on the mat. For some, keeping the hands on the knees might be just enough. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, keeping the nice long tall spine so we're not automatically hunching over here. Dropping the chin down, breathing into the back. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Same thing on this side. If you're not feeling much of anything, you might choose to walk those fingertips outside the lines of the hips. Inhale, chin back up towards the ceiling. You can begin one big, slow neck circle to the right. When you've completed your circle, take another one, the opposite. When your chin is back up towards the ceiling, pause there, breathing into the front of the neck space. And then inhale the head back up to center. Bringing the hands to the shoulders, elbows out towards the walls on the opposite sides of you, pointing away from the body. Make little circles with the elbows, warming up the shoulders. You can slowly increase the size of the circles you make as it feels good in the body. If it doesn't feel good, don't make them bigger. When you're ready, take the shoulder circles the opposite direction, starting small and slowly making your circles bigger if it feels good. Returning the hands to the knees. A seated cow posture, bringing the chest through the hands, lifting the chin. And on the exhale, take some circles with the torso as wide, as big and as slow as feels good. And going faster than me, you can be going slower than me. You can be making smaller circles than me or bigger circles than me. It's an opportunity here to move intuitively and listen to what your body needs. When you're ready, take the circle the opposite direction. And when you've completed your circles, return to a long, tall spine, and we'll make our way into tabletop position. For tabletop, I'm using a blanket to support my knees. If you are practicing on a hard surface, I suggest you do the same. You can fold up the blanket as many times as you need to feel the proper amount of cushion. And if you don't have a blanket available, sometimes a rolled up towel works just as well. Notice how the ankles feel here. If you need to keep the toes on the mat, you can, or if it feels okay to place the tops of the feet on the mat, you can. So you choose. Knees beneath hips, wrists beneath shoulders, gazing down in between both hands. Suck the navel up and in as you gently tuck the tailbone under, just a little amount, small amount. Press up and into the shoulder blades ever so slightly. Feel the core engagement that is needed to maintain this posture just in its simplest form. If this is enough engagement for you, stay right here, gazing down in between both hands. If you're looking for a little bit more today, on the inhale, send the right foot out behind you, flexing the foot, heel pointed away from the body. Straightening the knee. Balancing table, engage that core, suck the navel up and in. If you don't, stay right on opposite leg. Imagine you're reaching for the wall in front of you and the wall behind you. You're moving in two opposite directions, embracing any shake if it's there, using that core to maintain this posture. It's going to support you throughout the entire practice today. Exhale, release the left hand to the mat, and slowly release the right knee to the mat. Again, you can stay right here in table, or if you're looking for a little bit more, inhale, send the left leg out behind you, flexing the foot, toes pointing down towards the mat, straightening the knee, engaging the core. If you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, inhale the right arm up by the right ear, opposite arm, opposite leg. Same thing on this side. Imagine you're trying to reach the wall in front of and behind you. You're moving in opposite directions. Suck the navel up and in, engage the core. Keep breathing and embrace the shake if there is any. And exhale, release the left hand, slowly release that. Bring the big toes to touch behind you or towards the direction of each other. Widen the knees so they're slightly wider than the hips. Child's pose, sink the hips over the heels. As you walk the fingertips forward, bringing the forehead towards the direction of the mat. If the forehead doesn't comfortably reach the mat, you can place it on a prop, or you can place it on your hands, or you can bring the torso to a prop cushion or a bolster. There's tons of variations of child's pose here, so if you are in a posture where you're feeling pain in the inside line together, lines of the legs, you can explore widening the knees any amount that feels good for the body. If this is too intense on the knees, you can start by entering puppy pose, bringing the hips up to the ceiling. But I invite you to find a posture where you can relax into. Disengage all the muscles you possibly can. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the shoulders, the arms, relaxing the legs. Posture that can be used as a resting posture at any point in time in your practice if this feels restful for you. On the inhale, walk the hands over towards the right edge of the mat, breathing into the left side body. Inhale, walk the hands back to center, and exhale, walk the hands over towards the left edge of the mat. Breathing into the right side body. Inhale, walk the hands back to center and add some weight to those hands as you pull yourself forward, coming back into tabletop, carefully returning the knees beneath the hips. We'll do some cat and cow here. On the inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin for cow. Exhale, tuck the chin, press up and into the shoulder blades for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, cow. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, cat. 3 more to the pace of your own breath, going as fast or as slow as you feel you need today. When you're done with your 5th, finding stillness in tabletop, curling the toes on the mat behind you, and on the inhale, send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Taking a moment to walk out the legs, being very mindful and gentle to the backside body, the calves, the Achilles, the hamstrings, the glutes, the spine. Notice what you notice about this part of the body as you take gentle movements to warm it up. Finding stillness in down dog, pressing down through the top two front corners of your feet, the big toe and the pinky toe ball points. The heels can be on the mat or they can be off the mat. The heels don't have to touch the mat. Micro bend in the knees as you carefully press the rib cage towards the dragon, extending the spine. Inhale, look at the hands, rooting down. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands, ragdoll feet. Generous bend in the knees. You can keep the hands towards the direction of the mat or resting on a prop, or you can grab opposite elbows, allowing the head to hang heavy over the leg. If it feels good to rock from side to side, you might choose to do so. Finding stillness in ragdoll, where the weight is being distributed in your toes and your feet. See if you can evenly distribute the weight between the four corners of the feet. Shake your head. A little bit no, and then a great big shake yes. Exhale, release the hands towards the direction of the mat. Inhale, roll up by of the feet, rounding the spine, coming up one time like you're a zombie. Coming up very slowly to avoid a head rush, and when you are all the way into a standing position, coming to the top of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet can be together or apart any amount. The important part is that they are parallel and the weight is evenly distributed between the 4 points, 4 corners of the feet. As you lift up through the inner arches of the feet, gently squeeze those ankles towards each other. Inhale, grow a long, tall spine. Exhale, shoulders away from ears, palms facing forward, gentle squeeze in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms up, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, around the knees a whole bunch. Inhale, way lift. Hands can be on the mat, on a block, on shins or thighs as you lift the chin and chest, look forward, locking out the knees and the elbows. Exhale, forward fold, round over the legs, bend the knees to heart center. 2 more just like that to the pace of your own. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, reach for the direction of the toes. They don't have to touch though. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can be on mat, shins, thighs as you lift the chin and chest, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, round over the legs, bend the knees. Inhale, root down through all 4 corners of the feet to rise to stand up.